Municipal Court.
Yeah, may I speak with Miss Roper, please?
This is her.
Yeah, my name's Chris. I had a question about a court docket. If you have time to talk real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So on December 5th, I guess I had a court date, and I had my lawyer. I talked to him, and he was supposed to got a continuance, but I got a warrant put out for me. Is there anything you can tell me about that? Like,
Let me see here. Well, I can tell you that is this Chris Means?
I don't know these people. How she knows me, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was looking at the right file. Um, okay, so yeah, you were supposed to have court on 12/5. Now, when your attorney came to court that day, he said he hadn't talked to you. There's been no communication between the two of you, I believe, and so he's the one who requested the warrants.
Oh, really?
Because you didn't show up.
Hmm.
That a lot of times that's what will happen is like if and not just only in your case, it's any case. A lot of times those if you don't show up to court or with your court-appointed attorney, they'll put in a request for a bench warrant, and then they typically will remove themselves as counsel.
So let me get this right. The lawyer asked for a warrant for me, my lawyer?
He suggests it basically. He tells he hands the files to the judge and says, that this person didn't show up for their pretrial, and they're requesting a bench warrant. And then at that time, it's up to the judge on what they do. But it typically results in the issuance of a warrant.
Okay.
But that's brought up because of that.
Okay. Just
either way, it would have been brought up just because when people don't show up to court, that's just how the process goes.
Yeah. So why was there 3 warrants? Can you figure that out?
Because you had 3 cases. Your attorney was assigned to 3 cases. We don't combine those cases, so it's 3 cases with however many charges. You actually have
3 cases, but the first case I got pulled over. I was supposed to go to court and got pulled over on the day of court for the second case. And they knew about it that day in court, so he just combined them together.
Right.
The judge did.
So you have one in October, you have one in August, you have one in July. So they're all different times, cases, charges. So that's why. So each one gets a warrant, and each one has its own warrant amount.
So if they're all each different, then why are they all each being charged to me on one day? Like that I have to show up for one day for all of them? And they're for all different amounts of bonds. But for the same thing.
All of them, it was so that you weren't coming to court on multiple different days. They all got moved to the same court date for the ease of you and your attorney, but they're all still separate cases. Does that make sense?
Okay, so if I'm filing any motions, anything, then I need to make them separate. I can't just put all 3 of them on the motion then.
Right, because they are 3 different cases.
Okay, that makes sense. So I requested my lawyer to get discovery. Did he get that, or because I don't want to waste your time or my time by coming in there and filing another motion for compel for discovery?
He's already gotten everything that he needed, because when we assign a court-appointed attorney, we send them all the case information.
That's what I thought.
Automatically.
You guys are normally pretty good about that, from what I've heard.
Yeah, so he has everything.
So he's just not turning nothing over to me.
I don't know how that works as far as that goes. I would assume if you wanted to see it, he should be.
Right, yeah. It's within the court rule, Rule 11. But so.
Yeah.
If shouldn't the court clerk know the procedure of court? He's going to now withdraw from my case because I supposedly didn't show up, which I did talk to him. I talked to him that a week before that, and asked him for a continuance and for discovery. I didn't hear back from him, so then I filed a motion to send it in to you for just a discovery, and I didn't receive that back. Didn't get nothing back. So, I don't have no discovery. Is there a way I can come in and get that? Because I have court today. Denying me again.
Right now, because what's going to have to happen is when you come to court today, if you want to represent yourself, tell the judge, I no longer want to be represented by Weiser. I'm going to represent myself, at which point we put you as your self-appointed, and then I can provide the police department with information that you can have discovery.
Okay.
And you'll still, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay those fees and all that to get discovery for whatever it might be. The police department will know more about that than I do. I don't have that.
But if
stuff,
my attorney already has that, then I'm legally obligated or legally bound, able to get it from him then without having to pay, right?
I don't know. You'd have to ask. You could ask the judge that today.
Okay. Yeah, because I just don't see how we can keep going on court dates when there's been no, like, I haven't seen no discovery. There's no stated claim or nothing. So, like, I don't know what.
Well, I know that stuff doesn't generally go to the defendant. It all goes to the attorney, and then you meet with the attorney and you guys discuss that stuff. But I don't know how all that stuff works. I can only tell you, limited stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But the judge should be able to help you a little bit more, and maybe even the prosecutor if you want to meet with her and talk to her. And if you want to represent yourself, you may even be able to figure out something else to do with these charges. I mean, that's kind of the whole point.
So, I don't know who I'm supposed to report this to, but I have the very first conversation I had with my lawyer. I asked him for discovery, and I wanted the body cam footage because I don't believe that I got pulled. What I got pulled over for wasn't there. The light wasn't out, so like it was a mistake on the officer, or whatever it may have been. So like I told him all this, and he told me like he don't get paid enough for this, and like all these things, like telling me he's not going to do this or not do that, or he don't get paid enough. Or he's like, we'll just do this, and we'll show the judge that you got your license back, and then it'll be thrown out.
Well, I do know, only because he asked me, that he did ask for additional videos because there was, and it was specifically at the request of what you just said. And it was a day after court. I think he had talked to you about that particular issue with the officer or the stop, and he said he did not have video of that, and so it was sent to him like the following day in the mail, so he should have that. But again, I don't know how that works with defendants as far as if he needs to show you that or if you can get it from him, but I do know that it was sent to him.
I appreciate that for the info. Like, I've been trying to talk to this dude, and I don't know what his deal is, but him telling me that, and then him not doing what I asked him to do, and then gets me a warrant put out for my arrest. Like, man, he sucks. He sucks.
Well, make sure that you don't miss any of your court hearings, even if you represent yourself or your attorney does, because you don't want to lose that bond money that's on there. Because I don't know if you're familiar with how cash bonds work, but they're easy to lose, and if you don't, do what you're supposed to do. But just come to court today. You can either ask the judge these questions or ask the prosecutor, whichever, and hopefully they can help you a little bit better than I have been able to. I know.
You've been a great help. I appreciate it. You've been polite and very cordial, and I appreciate that very much. So, like, I'm gonna be coming in and speaking with you here probably today. I got a couple motions to file, and I'm firing my lawyer, so he don't have to quit or withdraw. He's getting fired.
Okay.
So
yeah, just do what you can. I mean, I will only be here for about 30 more. I leave here at 12:30 to go get set up for court.
Right.
It starts at 1:30. But other than that, yeah, just do what you need to do to take care of everything, and hopefully we can help you out a little bit further with any more questions that you have when you're there today.
I was wrongfully pulled over and wrongfully arrested. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I'm definitely not missed no court. If I would have known that I had to been there, I would have been there for sure. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
I'll come in there and tell him today, and just ask him for a little more time to be able to hire counsel now. Seems how mine sucks. But I'll see you to file this motion for the I forgot what it was called. I don't know. I'll bring it in though.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye.
Well, now let's call the shit lawyer. Man, I can't.
You've reached Philip Weiser. Please leave me a message and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hey Phil, this is Mr. Means. We have court today, so I was just touching base with you. I was kind of hoping you would touch base with me this morning, but that's quite alright. Could you please send me all my discovery to my email? I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. So obviously you can see the tag's light's not out, nor is one exposed. So it wasn't a tail light, and the tag light obviously wasn't out. The Kansas state law says tag has to be illuminated and be visible 50 feet back. Nothing says it has to have 2 tag lights. Also bringing attention to the different amounts for the bonds for the same exact thing. And the ones that are different aren't the ones that are, in consecutive. Like it's one bond's for 200, another one's for 100, and then the last one's for 500 or something like that. And this is the second time bonding out. The first time I had to pay for me and my mother to bond out.